second. I gotta do in between for the YouTube video. Alright everybody, welcome back to quarterfinal action of Friday Night Magic from Lost Legion Games and Comics. We're already underway. On the left is Dailey, who is playing a black-white tokens deck. As you can see, he started off with an on-curve Skursdag High Priest, and his opponent is Maxx, who we saw in the last round, who is playing a bug control deck.
Gets to start off with a Garrick Relentless.
Yeah. So
the naked Skursdag High Priest is the worst Skursdag High Priest.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Like, Skursdag High Priest is one of the most threatening cards in the format.
What?
Especially whenever it is not summoning sick.
So that thing is the whenever
Like Fourth Street Denizen?
Yeah.
I like that card in Standard.
It's whenever
a white creature enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature.
So it's basically just uses a falter, and it's when it comes into play, not cast, right?
Right.
So he can Lingering Souls and like tap every turn.
Down. Yep.
Actually, that seems really good in his deck.
Yes, especially with like increasing devotion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have 5 dudes up. It's very good against the Tusk.
Increasing Intangible Virtue at Skursdag High Priest also seems like a really good combo, where you can get in incremental damage, but also leave your guys untapped too.
Exactly. The Intangible Virtue is the linchpin of the deck because it lets you do neat tricks like attack with all your dudes and still have blocker plus Vault of the Archangel on their turn. Right, Spike no. But Skursdag Priest attacking is the worst Skursdag Priest. Acidic Slime, Aaron doing his best to hide his lands with Maxx saying, no, I get to look at them. Isolated Chapel goes to the yard. End of your turn, Midnight Haunting.
Midnight Haunting.
Dude, tap your slime. So Maxx is at 16, and if Aaron can muster up a Nicaeus or an Intangible Virtue or anything here as a Lord effect.
I think he drew a land.
I mean, maybe he has an Orzhov charm for that Acidic Slime. Let's make a 5/5.
Virtue would be good here.
There's a lot of live draws Aaron has. And of course, Maxx playing a 2/2 that doesn't get to block is not too impressive.
Maxx also playing a color combination that does not have access to sweepers.
This guy.
Garrick Relentless going to take out the Skursdag with an emphatic removal. Well, Alex here. I don't think it's Alex so much as it's Jordan Petio is the instigator of all this. Jordan just gets out of control and then everyone else follows suit.
So 2 Planeswalkers in 1 turn, is that good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Midnight Haunting.
You could hear Maxx.
Liliana versus tokens is a very bad Liliana.
Well, he's just going to kill both of the Planeswalkers.
One Planeswalker on 1, the other one on 2.
And still getting 2 damage. And he does find access to black mana now. So, kill both Planeswalkers, take 2 damage, still
down to 1 card in hand?
Still have all this mana. So, Max's play was good, Aaron's play slightly better.
Right.
another, oh no, Thragtusk.
Okay. Thragtusk's still not going to get to block if there's any kind of Lingering Souls or...
I'm so amazed at how good, and then Max is Hellbent now, I'm so amazed at how good that Court Street Denizen is in
I
this.
played it in my mono white deck with Thraben Doomsayer. Mm-hmm. So it was not only like a permanent tap for your dude, it was like a combat trick.
Mm-hmm. Someone in the chat mentioning that Max's deck does have access to Mutilate, which it does, but he's not playing a mana base that would support Mutilate. Like when you're playing Mutilate, you have to build your mana base so specifically around it.
There's a Corset card that 3 mana give all your dudes -1/-1, which would be better than Mutilate.
Cower and Fear? Is that what it's called?
Cower and Fear.
Be really good right now, and also unplayable
And then Lingering Souls, tap your dudes.
Yep.
That's got to be the worst because you know you can flash back next turn.
Tap all your dudes. Get in there for 5. Drop the Maxx down to 9. Maxx playing off the top.
When you go to combat and midnight hunting, tap your guys.
Forbidden Alchemy with 5 mana up. Of course, like, does Tammy even come out in this matchup? I would think, like...
Yeah, like all the Planeswalkers come out except for Garrick. Garrick, you just use as
Someone's talking about there's an X spell from Absent Restored that can wipe the field.
There's Killing Wave, which is not...
Oh, that's not how it works.
Not a board
Oh, he finds another acidic slime, taking Aaron off black yet again, so he can't...
Aaron loved that black.
He can't activate the vault that he just found, and he can't flash back his Lingering Souls. You attack, I mean, you're not going to be able to block that. That's the attack that I would go with.
So he has 7 coming across. Any Lord effect is lethal.
Virtue,
Angel Jubilation. I don't know what Aaron plays.
well, what did he draw? He's still got Maxx in a 2-turn clock that like Maxx can't really interact with.
Right. So he didn't draw anything of relevance to this turn, as he's just going to flash back to Lingering Souls.
Yeah, but I mean Maxx has to, like, Maxx is dead on board to...
Oh, can he flash back to Lingering Souls? He doesn't have black.
That's why Maxx wasted the chapel. But I mean Maxx is still dead here unless the top of his deck is good to him. He has to kill 2 of the flying tokens. Like, what spells in his deck do that?
Abrupt Decay with bye-bye.
A fog?
No, the fogs are all sideboard.
What's this? Is he flashing back the alchemy?
Yeah.
There's nothing in his deck that works. Oh, pump fake on the Skinner. Tomahawk slam the scoop. Don't pump fake it. Just, I mean, if you're gonna go big or go home, right?
I saw a play in the Death and Taxes finals at that GP, where the guy's playing against he's playing against Delver, I think, and end of turn, activate Aether Vow. And he says, okay. Puts nothing into play. End of turn, activate Aether Vow to try and draw out like a Stifle.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. No, I didn't have anything.
So, Aaron Dailey's back by token stack surprisingly off the back of, well, actually, I take that back. He won that game because he had 2 midnight hauntings, basically.
Right.
And Maxx cannot handle that, at least game 1 without fogs.
Maxx has actually played Illness in the Ranks in his sideboard before. Don't think he has him in the deck this week. He's got to be kicking himself right in the groin for it.
Right in the old griddle?
Yeah. Trust this guy. Maxx has big feet, so it hurts him.
Yeah, I can't see what... I was not paying attention here, trying to figure out what Aaron's taking out here. But Maxx is going to be bringing in the fogs, I would imagine.
I guess.
Bringing in, does he have like,
I think you just take out any Liliana, Tamios.
He's bringing in extra Abrupt Decays.
Bring in extra kill spells and still just try to go...
Whatever number of Abrupt Decays he didn't have in his main deck already.
Well, Aaron showed no Orzhov Charms. He showed no June Travelers, which would be the card you play with Orzhov Charms, so you're going big with Deadeye Navigator Thragtusk is probably the plan. That's what I would be doing for game 2.
The chat's saying he should bring in Illness in the Ranks.
Are you texting that to him?
No. I'm just texting my BFF.
Jill?
Hey girl, how you doing? Just streaming. You know, LOL. No big deal. LOL.
But still, Aaron has to be favored even in the sideboarded games, because Aaron probably brings in Oblivion Rings, maybe a Nevermore type of effect, or just Nevermore, Duress, anything, any kind of like hate against the control deck.
I have a non sequitur. That's funny. I just got an email. It's not a spam, but I keep over the course of many years, I keep getting emails for someone else named Zachary Evans, who's not me.
Right.
But I mean, for years. Um, this one was about Temple. He's just reminding him of the Temple's tomorrow at 4:45. Which is a very specific subset of people. And then also it's funny because when he got married, the caterers kept sending me like menus and prices. And I was like, but the best was I would tell them like,
I told you the chicken.
No, the best was they would contact me and I'd be like, I think you have the wrong guy. So I'm only telling you this because like you need to make sure you send it to him.
Right.
Because he's going to be like, well, they never responded. And then immediately like the next day they'd be like, hey, I never got your response to this. And I'm like, you're never going to get it because I'm not getting married. And you didn't send it to the guy who wants to respond.
The chicken. Just send back the chicken. We'll take the chicken.
A delicious Coca-Cola beverage.
As opposed to the delicious Coca-Cola candy bar.
Have you ever been to the Coke Museum in Atlanta?
Nope, never been to Atlanta.
It's pretty cool. I would recommend it if you go.
Atlanta or the Coke Museum?
Atlanta or the what?
Or the Coke Museum.
The Coke Museum.
Okay.
Atlanta's got cool stuff too. Atlanta's a pretty good city. Fun to visit. I wouldn't want to live there.
What about Atlantis?
Never been. I don't have a fun follow-up. See, again. It's fictional, fictional city. Have you ever been to Metropolis or Battlestar Galactica?
That's not a place.
That is a place. It's a ship. You could go there. It doesn't exist. The question I have is how long does it take to sideboard for a game of Magic? What's in the rules? What's in the rules? 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
That's almost always abused, right?
Doesn't have to be, but yes.
Oh, I just lost a little bit of steam there. I heard them like they always do. The Team Chop was out there, seeing if they wanted to chop the top 8.
Right.
And Jamie reiterates every time, all it takes is one person who wants to play. Does anybody want to play? And then Max just goes, yes! Like, they should just know that's what's going to happen.
Another thing about it, Aaron might sign in like Faith Shields.
Maybe. You remember from previous, if you've ardent fan of the stream, you'll know that from a highlight video from about 6 weeks ago that Aaron very well may have face reward in his deck.
Oh, yeah.
Although that's not nearly as good with tokens as it is with the humans he's playing at the time. That may be my favorite highlight of the history of the stream, was the, oh, I'm dead on board to your supreme verdict. Nope. Face reward all my tunes back.
As Max is moving down to 6, I'll tell the story of I had Kiki Jiki and Kitchen Finks in play. I was super pumped. I was like, I'll get to make a token, and then I get to sacrifice it. So it'll come back with a -1/-1 counter. Mm-hmm. Then remembered that,
that's not how Magic works.
Tokens go to the graveyard, and then they never come back. And I was very upset.
On curve Farseek from Maxx says mana is now perfect.
After mulligan to 6.
Pretty good mull. Assuming you didn't mull into a hand that doesn't have anything to take advantage of that ramp.
Right.
So
gather the townsfolk.
Gather the townsfolk. Those right there are the flip tokens. Those are the centaur, human.
Yes.
I have a big pile of them because I thought they'd be worth something someday.
I do too, because I like them.
I think they're cool. I also have a bunch of those angel demon ones.
I also played a deck that needed with tokens.
Does Show and Tell run human tokens? show and tell intangible virtue into place. It's actually just worse than Castian. And there's Court Street Innocent again. Boros Limited All-Star doing so much work in this matchup.
Alchemy from Maxx.
Acidic Slimes will never block. I guess you could Abrupt Decay. Maxx has probably 4 of them now. I wouldn't be surprised to see one now. I see that Aaron has both Souls and Midnight Hunting in his hand.
Just begging Maxx to play like a Wolfie or Avenger right now or something.
What's more impressive is that Aaron's doing all this without a single pump effect.
Right.
End of turn, flashing back, think
well,
twice.
Maxx's deck just wants to 1 for 1 of you. And I don't know if you knew this, but tokens are pretty good. Whenever, tokens...
Oh! I forgot that card was in Maxx's deck.
Did you hear Aaron just curse?
I did. But I mean, he can he can beat that with intangible virtue.
Right. He just has to draw it, and he has no card draw.
I wonder if Aaron was even aware of that possibility and has any way of if he has O-ring. He will definitely side those in because of
Witchbane Orbs.
Yeah. Drag test coming. I'll dress you.
Cursing once again at the duress.
3 ultimate price, a Souls, and a Midnight Haunting. I don't think the
ultimate price was a good card to bring in.
They might have already been in the deck. So Throwing Test makes an appearance immediately ultimate priced. Giant or Juggernaut token, or Scotty Wright called it, a guy who looks like a mushroom token makes an appearance. So Aaron's draw looks so much worse now.
The worst enemy to see whenever you're playing Super Mario.
Tamio. Socks with Sandals. Tap down your Black Source. Deathrite Shaman, yeah.
Blocks the Listen. Ooh, actually, he can play the Lingering Souls. Tap the Deathrite Shaman. The Lingering Souls tokens die.
Get in for 1.
And keep Tamio from going up to 6.
If Aaron scooped right when Curse of Dishold was cast,
I'd be surprised. That's what we're seeing in the turn.
That's what he's doing. They still come into play.
Right.
So that still triggers, right?
Right.
Oh, he's eating in response. I do believe the life total counter is incorrect. So, use my score. Just move on to game 3. Bolt. He can attack for 1, gain 1. Death Touch Tamio? Is that what?
If he Death Touches Maxx, it should kill him.
Alright. You can't even have your 1/1.
No fun. It has too much utility on this board.
Oh man. It's amazing how I just forgot about Curse of Dishold.
Right.
It was such a, back when Blue-Black Control was a real thing,
Right.
back when Innistrad came out, that was a main deck, is it 2-0? It's the only way.
Oh, hey, look what's on the...
And he played it earlier on camera, in the previous round. I just forgot about it. I forgot about Dre. Here we've got Deadeye Navigator.
And the Thraktos? No, just the token.
It's unbonded.
Oh, I did take the Curse of Deathhold out of my sideboard. Figured it off, that would be better. So Max with everything, Aaron with nothing.
Mm-hmm. Cycle your think twice. Cycle your think twice.
5 mana draw 2. Force the divination.
I think twice is it. It's a very elegantly designed card. It's just perfect.
It's very good.
Like, it's, I don't know, it's thematically great. It's functionally great. Who doesn't like casting a think twice?
Right.
Everybody loves it. My mom loves it. She played a blue-green turbo deck.
If you don't have counterspells, would you just want to run divination?
And that's enough for Aaron. So now Aaron goes to his sideboard and sees how many answers he has to curses. That's all. Look at that grip.
I had all these lingering souls. Do you know what this card does? It makes tokens, and I can attack.
That's 14 power dudes just completely turned off. Not counting the Midnight Hunting that Aaron just wasted out of spite.
Right.
Just to tap a acidic slime or something.
Right. So yeah, I think with Death Wrench in your deck, and without counterspells, when you just run one divination.
Maybe. Divination is very much a playable card.
Yeah. It gives you the same amount of cards. It's 2 less mana. You're not holding up mana for anything.
Yeah, if you're a tap out. But the problem is that even if you're not playing counterspell, like Maxx not playing counterspells, but his opponents don't know that.
Right. Very true. Well, they get deck lists in the top 8, so.
Do you know the funny story about deck lists at the top 8 of states last year? They had to give them out because I had just assumed they were going to give them out.
Right.
And so one of the games we were watching, one of the top 8 players came over and commentated the end of it.
Right.
Because Brett wanted to take a break.
Right.
And then they got paired against each other in the top 8. And we were like, you need to know that this guy knows what you're playing.
Right.
So I felt really bad about it. But the judge was like, oh, we usually don't do that, but it's fine. And I was just like, okay, because I really didn't want to foobar your tournament.
Right.
I just assumed that they did, but he says the reason they do that at large events is because of the coverage and stuff, that there's a potential for like malfeasance.
Well, even without the coverage, like you can just have friends and scouts.
Yeah, but there's also no way of like stopping that. Like, there's no
Right.
way to legislate that.
So that's why they give out deck lists. Like even at the classics, where there's no stream or even text coverage, they give out deck lists.
I guess the idea being that in a normal round of the tournament, there's no way to police that, but when there's 8 people, you can at least make sure it's a fair playing field. It'd be interesting to know, see how much different like Magic is in general if people always knew what their opponents were playing.
Especially in Legacy. Like, oh, you have Engineer playing your sideboard? Okay. You got Playlines in yours? I mean, especially... Like,
You have Charbelcher in your main deck?
It obviously...
It'd
It'd obviously be, like, very beneficial for decks like Dredge.
Mm-hmm.
That have to know what their opponents are bringing in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're bringing in only Torment's Crypt, so I'll just put in Pithing Needles, and... Oh, you have no hate, then I won't sideboard.
Right.
So we move to Game 3 here as Maxx
10
and
minutes
his
from now.
Curse of Death Hold tribal deck.
10 minutes from now, whenever Aaron Dailey finishes shuffling.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, Aaron Dailey.
He's being thorough.
Yeah.
You could not shuffle well and then be like, my deck, oh, I always get mana flooded. Well, because you riffled once, and... I did have to point out to a stream participant last week that mana weaving is not an unacceptable form of shuffling.
Right.
I didn't know how to do that without being a dick, but I was like, I know this is not like a big tournament, but
Right.
you also can't do that. It's very much...
My general statement is usually something like, you need to learn to shuffle your deck better, because if you go to a big tournament and shuffle your deck like that,
Technically,
people are judged.
is it technically allowed as long as you
No.
like thoroughly
It's never allowed. You're never allowed to go through your
to
deck
manually place cards?
and manually move one card and put it somewhere else. that is always going to be enough suspicion for a judge to come over and be like, what are you doing? That's actually something that Shaheen Sarani did at the Invitational. Like I caught it. He would, tutor for something or fetch lane or something and see two Jaces together.
Oh, people do that all the time.
And just be like, I'm just going to separate these two guys. That way when I shuffle, they're not sitting beside each other.
See, Maxx didn't shuffle as much as Aaron.
Exactly.
And they both mulligan. My point was good there for about 3 seconds.
But actually, a lot of people brought up, and there was a big Twitter. There was one guy on Twitter that said,
I like how you went. There was this big thing on. Well, there's one guy, and it was me. You went from like, there's this massive controversy on Twitter too. Well, I posted one thing.
It was on the
I told my dog.
SCG feed.
Yeah.
It was seen by
sometimes
hundreds of people.
I'll watch the Legacy on Sundays, and then sometimes I'll make a comment, and I'll use the hashtag because it's fun to do that.
Right.
And
you actually showed up on the main page.
Oh, I know. I actually do a lot, honestly, because like I don't really. I'm not using the hashtag to show up there, but like I always have something that pertains to it. I think is what because they filter that, right? They choose things. But what I think is funny is like I always forget that can happen.
Right.
So then I'll see my little avatar thing and I'll be like, oh my god, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I probably like subconsciously I know that's why I use the hashtag.
Right.
Well, actually I don't use the hashtag to get on that thing. I use the hashtag.
We talked about the Bond giant picture.
Oh.
Basically, Zach.
There's a picture at the end of Grand Prix Strasbourg that I posted on the Facebook page because it looked like a pro player, and he made the top 8. Michael Bond from Denmark.
He made top 4.
It looked like he was a giant, but he was really just standing on a chair, and the angle of the camera made it look proportional. And then he commented on it.
Yeah.
And then the guy that won the tournament commented on my tweet and then retweeted me.
Yep.
So that's a great way to get international coverage, is just to make a funny screen capture of... I'll tell you this about Michael Bond. He may have finished in top 4, but he had
top 1 hair.
Top 1 hair. He had the best hair in the tournament.
I made the reference several times in the Twitch chat.
Mm-hmm.
I was rooting for blonde Skrillex.
See, the Scandinavians can pull that off. Me and you would just look like a bunch of goobers.
That's how I dress for work.
So, Aaron finally resolves intangible virtue.
Holy cow. Before
Immediately.
combat, we're going to...
Well, but Maxx has 4 of those.
Right. Which is perfect, because otherwise he was just dead.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Yes, evil table shuffling is good.
So those dudes are from Gather the Townsfolk and Lingering Souls, right?
Yes.
So he's still got 4 guys in the
flashback
band.
of Lingering Souls.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, 3 more alternate prices in here.
And so now is where he holds his breath and hopes that...
There's no Thragtas.
I know, Cursed Assault. He can beat Thragtas. Binning land, Thragtusk. He been to Thragtusk.
I think he might have done that.
When you've ridden Alchemy and then throw away a Thragtusk against the aggro deck,
Yeah.
chances are you drew the nuts.
Right.
Played this 1/1. 3 mana Doom Traveler without the upside. Come in. Oh. Come in.
I didn't hear you.
Logan, did you make top 8?
I did.
Did you win?
No, I lost.
Ah.
I played Scotty, and like...
Scotty cheats, man.
He does, no, like, my hand was awful. So I mulliganed, and then there's no land, and then I mulled, and then it was like 8 land, and then I didn't draw land, like maybe like 2 after that. It was bad.
Well, sounds like you're a bad player.
Sounds like it.
And he says, what am I going to do? You got a curse. Play all 1/1s. So now we're watching Maxx tried to finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Aaron does the same thing.
Maxx can attack 9 times with that. I miss Elishnorin. That was a real card right there.
It was. Very annoying.
Just curse your guys, pump my guys, attack for billion.
Yeah. Sun Titan get my Oblivion Ring back.
Seems pretty good.
You just miss Sun Titan.
Still played it. Played it 2 weeks ago.
In what? Modern?
Advanced, Solar Flare, Modern. With 4 Tracker's Instincts.
That was weird.
It was very good.
So Aaron is basically on nothing here, choosing not even to attack with the 1/1.
Deadline.
I don't mean to laugh at his misfortune. When he screams, it's so loud.
And duress you.
I'm laughing at nothing except the... He's just screaming.
He even leaves the Oblivion Ring in there.
I know. Like he's on 1 mana, he's never casting the sword.
Why did you duress?
Maxx irrelevantly attacks him down to 9.
So last round we got to watch. Damn you! Do you have a permanent left?
Tap down your guy. Does he have it? Did he draw it? Oh, Maxx. He tapped it. He tapped it before he played the card.
He's got to pump her up, man.
Oh. Well, congratulations to Maxx Turner. Maxx Turner wins the award for most buttholish deck.
Last round, Maxx got to fog lock his mono green opponent with Tameo emblem.
That's all. I haven't heard about that.
Like, here's the deal. I feel bad about doing what Maxx just did in Commander.
Commander.
And he just did it in...
Standard.
Yeah, that's
Top
pretty
8 standard.
brutal.
That's even worse. It's in top 8. No, I heard that the guy's playing right before.
That Aaron is just saying exactly what you just said.
What?
He's not in standard, man. Come on.
Aaron plays a lot of Commander. That's his main format. Yeah. I gotta text
Highlights.
Scotty. I gotta text Scotty Wright's mom about it.
What?
That's the running joke, is that Scotty always texts his mom during the middle of the match. Haven't you ever watched Scotty on the stream?
Yeah.
After round 1, he's always like...
Alright, Hashbeam, quick recap. Game 2 was kind of fair, kind of, you still has a chance. Max resolved Curse of Death sold against the 1/1 token deck, and the 1/1 token deck couldn't find an intangible virtue or Oblivion Ring to get out from under it. Game 3, he got a turn 4 Curse of Death sold out, and then proceeded to go Acidic Slime, Deadeye Navigator, blow up all of your permanents for the Rubbins, tap your last dude, and then play another Curse of Death Soul just to still kill it, and you can hear Aaron still cussing.
It was really tight up until the end.
It's really tight up in
If Aaron had drawn a Gauntlet... Something good.
It was.
It was fun for a while because he was really mad.
It was really mean.
I mean, I feel bad laughing because, like, But to be fair, it's not because it was Aaron. If anyone had done that, I would have laughed at him at the same.
I don't hate you, I just hate your deck.
He said I don't want to play you ever again. There's no coming back from that.
I feel bad for Maxx now.
Oh,
That's funny.
I'm gonna have to go out and fix my camera because old Rage Quit McGee over here is just busting up into it. So.
Are you kidding? I didn't even know that was a